Hello everyone, it's been so long since I made a video and this is completely long overdue. I still haven't put a picture in that frame there. If you've ever seen me sat on this couch before, I don't know why, but that's probably been like that forever. Anyway, so today's video is about what to do when you get a new ukulele. And conveniently enough, I have actually got a new ukulele right here. I have this new octopus ukulele which came last week, and I've been so busy that I haven't had a chance to do anything with it yet. So I thought this might make a good opportunity to talk about what I do when I get a new ukulele, and possibly some other things you can do when you're looking to buy a ukulele, which, well, shops are open again now actually, so you can go probably to a music shop to have a look. So one of the first things I do is I take a really good look at the ukulele. So I'm just looking around for any imperfections, anything that looks like it might be slightly out of whack. This can happen actually. You can have a ukulele for a bit, and if you don't take a really good look at it, you might miss the odd thing. So I'm just going to have a look, and this octopus is actually quite a tidy looking ukulele. It's very well finished for an entry level uke. The little gaps and things that you might expect to see. Sometimes you get little gaps where the fretboard joins the neck or even joins the body. Sometimes on the nut here you might get a little gap under the nut, which is never a great sign, but I mean, if it's a very cheap ukulele, you maybe expect to see that. Similar thing with the saddle and bridge. I'll have a really good look there. Just look how well connected that is. This all looks pretty tidy. If you want to be really fussy, I'll have a look inside as well. So what I'm doing here is I'm just looking around inside to see how clean it is. There's nothing you can do about this, but it's good to kind of know that there's nothing in there or anything like that. I did notice when I started shaking this a minute ago, there's something in there. Maybe something's come loose there, so I'm just going to try and get this out. This may take a while. And I'm going to look like a fool while I'm doing it. Oh, okay. So this is actually just a little, just slipped in my hand there. It's a little piece of string where one of the strings has been snipped or something like that, and it's just fallen into the body, so that's okay now. So that's number one. Have a really good look at the ukulele. Make sure there's no cracks, nothing coming away or anything like that. Also make sure that when you are having a really good look at the ukulele, just checking out all looks good, make sure you pay attention to the tuning pegs. Make sure they turn okay. They don't stick or grind or anything like that. You'll find that out when you're at the tuning stage, but if any of the pegs stick or slip as you're tuning, you just find they slip out or anything like that, check that out. Make sure they're well connected to the fretboard as well. Do pay attention to the tuning pegs. Number two, tune it up. Typically a new ukulele has probably been in this box for quite a while. And it's probably never really been tuned up, so the strings are going to need a good old stretch. I have tuned this one up about 5 minutes ago. Now, because this is new, I would expect it to be out of tune by now already, so I'm just going to play C. It's not bad, it's not quite in that. I nearly always tune from the bottom string upwards, so I start with the A string and work my way up to the G string. With a new ukulele, by the time I've tuned the G string the first time, I would expect the A string to have gone back out again. So when I first tune a ukulele, I probably end up tuning it 3 times before I expect it to be roughly in. So I'll tune them all up, I'll strum it, it'll sound awful. I'll tune it up again, I'll strum it, it'll sound not quite as awful. Tune it up again, I'll strum it again, and it'll be there or thereabouts, and it'll probably last for about 2 minutes. As soon as you play a few chords, it'll probably go out again. And this is going to be the case with the new ukulele. Maybe not the case if you're buying a second-hand ukulele, because likely the strings have been stretched out quite a lot. But if you're buying a new ukulele, it's come boxed from somewhere or something like that. It's going to need an awful lot of tuning in the early days. It gets better, and if you want to speed that process up, I've heard of a few people doing some unusual things. I've heard of people putting things under the strings to lift them up and force that stretching. I don't really like that. I've also heard of people tuning up half a step just to force that stretching overnight. Again, it's artificial to me, and I don't like doing it in an artificial way. The best tip I can give you to speed the process up is play like crazy on day 1, 2, and 3. So for the first few days, just play a lot. The more you play, the more it's going to stretch those strings, the more you'll have to tune up, but give it a couple of days and it'll be out of the way. And then you'll find actually it'll stay in pretty good. After that, you should only really need to tune each session that you pick up to play, and even then, sometimes you won't need to do that. So that's tip number 2. So now you've had a good look at it and you've tuned it up, and hopefully it's staying roughly in tune. The next thing I'll do is play every single fret on the uke. So I will just do this really slowly. This isn't about playing, this is just about listening. Something like this. Ignore my technique there. This isn't a technique thing at all. I'm picking some horrible fingers to do this. I've not actually played in quite a while now, so I'm not the best right now. But I'm just listening. I'm listening to see if there's any dead notes or any issues with any of the frets anywhere. And by playing every single fret, what I'm listening out for is if something like this happens. Okay, I'm faking that one, but that can happen sometimes. You know, if the frets aren't brilliant, or it's a cheap ukulele, or potentially it's a little damaged if it's a used one or something like that, you may find that one fret is particularly awkward and it sounds a bit wrong. Certainly if you're buying a ukulele, I would definitely recommend playing every single fret. Chances are when you're playing a uke, most of the time you're going to be down the bottom end of the neck, somewhere here. And you could go some months without venturing right up here and then find that you've got a dead fret or something like that. So I would recommend playing every single note at every single fret. Make sure it rings true, and also that it sounds true as well. Make sure that, when you're playing a note up here, it sounds right. So I'm just bending the string up to kind of demonstrate that this sounds a bit wrong. If you have a clip-on tuner, can be worth putting the clip-on tuner on, just leaving it in chromatic mode. Just let it recognise the notes and just play through and see how closely it matches those notes as well. So that's it. Those are the 3 things I would pay attention to when you get a new ukulele. Have a really good look at it, get it tuned up, and check every single fret. Once you've done that, I think you kind of be pretty good to go. Thanks for watching. I'll be back soon, and I'll actually be playing some stuff soon as well.